Quarantiki number 61. 61. Wow. That's that's a long number of these episodes. I never intended to go this far. I thought we'd maybe do like a dozen or so, something like that. It took us a dozen to make it actually watchable, I think. And then, now we're going. And now we actually have people over in a studio audience.
Yeah.
Okay, we have two people over, but yeah.
We cheer very loudly.
Yes. Yeah. As if we had just scored. Yes. So we have Nate and Meg over, and we met Nate at the bar at Vermilion. He was serving drinks. I didn't just meet, hey, how you doing? That sort of thing. And he shares a passion for all things Tiki. As always, we're going to start with a toast. And we have some rum here. And I think we've used this rum for toasting previously.
Yeah, behind.
And you can see how this is what I see. This is my command post, right? So, and what we have here is the Cotton and Reed sherry cask and sherried cask strength rum. This guy right there, which I'll let my wife's hand take that. Looks all aged and yummy. And this was, we were trying to remember which anniversary they released this rum for, and of course, it doesn't say, so I don't know. We think it's their 10-year anniversary, but we don't really want it to be that long ago that we discovered Cotton and Reed.
That makes us feel
right.
old.
Yeah. Yep. So we're all going to toast. So grab a. Here, I'm going to give you slightly less because I know you're going to be drinking my cocktail. Nate?
Cheers to Quarantiki 61.
Yeah.
Cheers to friends.
Yay.
Mahalo. Thanks for showing.
Very shareable.
Oh, I like that. That is really nice.
It is hot.
Oh yeah.
It's got some heat behind it, which you would
That's
expect from the cask strength.
Yeah.
And you can tell my voice just suddenly went.
Yes.
That's hot. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It's
it is
really
you can,
nice.
You can tell the sherry definitely
Mm-hmm.
sitting on the back, right?
Yeah.
It's like I don't get any of it up front, but as I sit here, it's like, oh yeah, I just had a glass of sherry. Wait, no, I didn't.
That's actually how I
Surprise,
feel.
surprise. Keith is banned again.
Oh no. So we're saying hi to everybody, and apparently Keith cannot post and say hi to us because Keith's banned again from Facebook. But it's all right. He'll get over it. Okay, so what are we going to do this evening? We're going to make some cocktails, and we're going to celebrate a few things. One of which is the fact that my dear wife has been volunteering as an election official for a couple years now, and this time was the first time that she was actually a precinct chief. And so we're going to do a cocktail for her. And we could do the Chief Lapu Lapu, which is a classic Tiki drink. And we are going to base this drink off the Chief Lapu Lapu. But the Chief Lapu Lapu is named after a Filipino chief that was responsible for killing Magellan. And to the best of my knowledge, nobody actually died in the primary. So we're not going to do the Lapu Lapu. We'll do the Chief Yuzu. And basically what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make a standard Chief Lapu Lapu, and I'm going to swap out the passion fruit for a Yuzu. And we'll see how that goes. I think that'll give us nice brightness and tartness in the same way, but it'll definitely be a different drink. So we're going to go ahead and give that a shot.
So we have a Dave.
Which Dave?
Dave Heinzen.
Dave Heinzen. I saw Chris, didn't I? Yep.
Yeah. And tonight's cocktail is ice water.
Oh.
We're both recovering chest infection and on antibiotics.
Oh no.
Oh no, that's not good. I mean, Star and I are both recovering, but it's from a hangover.
We've got Colleen, and we've got Barbara.
Speaking of which, speaking of hangovers, shout out to Captain Gregory's. They did a wonderful night, and they were so entertaining and so engaging. I neglected to post anything while I was there. So my bad, really bad at this whole social media mogul
But it
thing.
means you had a good time.
We had a great time. We absolutely did.
That's awesome.
All right, so what are we going to do with the Chief Lapu Lapu? So it usually starts with cinnamon syrup, and you probably know if you've been watching this for any time, I just don't use cinnamon syrup. I always gravitate to my spice syrup, homemade spice syrup, which, yes, it has a cinnamon syrup base, but there's a whole bunch of other things in there like allspice and cardamom and cloves and all that sort of thing. And I just think it gives a richer base to like all of the cocktails that I make that use a spice syrup. And it also means that you can only get them here, right? You know, it's the home drink. So that's kind of cool. All right, so what do we need? We need 1 ounce of the spice syrup. Nice, thick, rich. Its base is a 2-to-1 Demerara sugar, so yeah, this is a rich, rich syrup. But it also, I infuse the spices for almost 24 hours, so yeah, the spices are very, very prominent. If you're doing a rich syrup, you really want to make sure that whatever flavors you are infusing in that rich syrup are very prominent and very strong. Otherwise, the sugar will just take over, and that's all you'll taste. So, yep. We have talked with a couple of bartenders that in the tiki field that because of that reason, they actually prefer either a 1-to-1 or a 1.5-to-1 because they feel the 2-to-1 rich syrups just kind of mask some of the flavors of the other syrups that you're trying to infuse in. I don't know. I love the fact that my 2-to-1 syrups last me forever. And it's a home bar. You know, I don't do the volume, so I need my syrups to last forever. I just infuse things extra long, and it seems to work. Here's where we differ from the Chief Lapu Lapu, which would be using a passion fruit syrup. Here we are using a Yuzu syrup. And this is, sorry to say, not homemade. This is just coming from Monin. You could use a Yuzu juice. That's the word I'm looking for. Wow, it's going to be one of those nights. I could just use Yuzu juice and then do a simple syrup, but the Monin Yuzu has sugar added into it already, so it's a syrup. They call it a juice. It's a syrup. All right. So we're going to do a full ounce of that as well. And thick, gloppy.
Darker than I expected for Yuzu.
My understanding is that Yuzu fruit can't be imported into the United States.
Oh.
And I'm not entirely sure why, but I keep meaning to look it up and just don't. So
It is grown in California. It cannot be imported.
Cannot be imported. But it can be grown.
Grown in California.
There's our answer.
I've seen it.
Isn't the internet a great thing?
It is.
Yeah. You can get it.
One reason was to protect America growers from disease prevalent in Asian groves.
Next ingredient, orange juice. So, I don't know, a bunch of classic bartenders don't like orange juice as a cocktail ingredient. It's just kind of wussy. You know, it's got some orangey flavor to it, but it's not tart like your real citrus component, and it kind of muddies some drinks. Tiki like orange juice, you know, so, and the Chief Lapu Lapu in particular has 3 full ounces of orange juice in it, which is a lot. Now, generally, you know, the punch recipe, 1 sour, 2 sweet, 3 strong, 4 weak. I have trouble with where orange juice should fit in there. I tend to group my orange juice in the weak component just because it doesn't have that tartness that you would want for the sour. So we're gonna go 3 ounces orange juice. Yeah, I know the bottle says Clement. It's not Clement. It's it's an empty bottle of Clement that has now been filled with fresh squeezed orange juice. And yeah, I could use the other side of this jigger, but
You're washing out the syrup.
I am washing out the syrup.
There you go. That's why you're doing it that way.
I know what he's doing.
I developed that habit at some point pretty early on of always pouring my syrups first and then using a citrus ingredient afterwards in order to clear out the jigger. And if I were to use the other side of the jigger, then I would get this syrup dripping on my bar mat, and it would just be gross. Well, it's going to be gross by the end of the evening anyway, but
It's Tiki.
it's Tiki.
We're
It's going to be
delaying
gross.
the inevitable.
Yep. So next ingredient is common with passion fruit. We're going to see how it works with the yuzu, and I'm hoping this doesn't come out too sour, is lemon. You usually see passion fruit paired with lemon as opposed to passion fruit and lime. I think that's because the passion fruit itself has such tartness and stays and has a lingering taste. So does lime. So here we're using the lemon. Should have a bright hit at the very beginning and then kind of fade away. And hopefully the yuzu will take over in the midpoint of the tasting for the cocktail. We'll see. 2 ounces lemon juice. And now I flipped over the. Oh no, this is not good. I'm going to need more lemon juice. Oh my gosh.
On it.
I'm not
If
sure.
only you had someone that
I'm
had
not
it.
sure how many lemons I have here, but we are going to need more lemon juice when I get to the next drink, definitely. Okay, so now we have everything except the booze. So now we need booze.
The all important booze.
The all-important
Right.
booze, yep.
It's what we're here for, right?
Well, hopefully we're here for the company, too. Right, so got
We
that.
have a Ruth.
Yay! So what are we going to do here? We're going to do a dark Jamaican rum, and for that I'm going to reach over for the Hamilton Jamaican Pot Still Black. What do you need, sir?
Container.
Oh! Actually, you tend to use a small container. There's the strength right there.
Gotcha. It's like that.
We're back! Hi! All right. This is a brand new bottle. I just opened it this evening. We've had this before. We've had this. Friends of ours really love this bottle. Not this particular bottle, this alcohol.
And in fact, those friends just popped up online.
Yay! They're the ones that turned us on to this rum. And so we're going to go ahead and use it in this cocktail. So 1.5 ounces of dark Jamaican rum. 3/4. 3/4. I'm hoping my math is right. Earlier this evening, I had a total math meltdown. It was like adding 2 and 2 suddenly became difficult, which is not a good thing. All right, so that's taken care of. We've got our dark Jamaican in there, and now we just need something to lengthen it a little bit. So we need a light rum. This is typical for the Chief Lapu Lapu, uses a light rum. And sure, let's go ahead and use the Koloa white. It's fine. I'm sorry. This rum does not terribly excite anybody. I think but it is a solid white rum that, for this purpose, that's what I need. I need a little bit of light rum flavor, and I need to lengthen out this cocktail. If I were to do another 1.5 ounces of the Jamaican rum, that's all you would taste, would be the Jamaican. If I added the Demerara, you would taste way too much sweetness for the cocktail, which, given I'm not sure how much sourness I'm going to pick up from the yuzu, might have been a better call, but we'll see. We'll try. 1.5 ounces also, so we're going to do this in 3/4 ounce measures. 3/4. 3/4. I'm so not used to having a bar back. It's really weird. It's like I just got used to having people in front of me, and now I have someone off to my side. It's like, whoa,
What's going on?
Now I know how my cat feels every time we move. It's like, what? What did you do? It's all good, Pooch. Relax. It'll be fine.
I haven't ruined anything yet.
It's just lemon juice.
We are just simply going to add some ice here, shake these up, and pour them into some cocktail shakers. I don't know what's up with English. First it was math, now it's English. I don't know what's going on with me.
You're having a night.
I'm having a night, but it's all going to be fine. We're going to use one giant rock in here, and then some ice cubes. Round that out. I'll do the same for the other one, but I'm not going to put the ice in there. Yeah, sure, well, I can do that. I'm competent, right? I can shake both of these at the same time.
You have a bar bag. You can shake one of them.
I'll take one.
Could be
A shake-up.
a
Shake-off.
shake-off. Your studio audience can judge the shaking style. How about that?
Oh, No.
You ready?
Okay.
Here we go. Quarantiki shake-off.
You good? All right.
Are we good?
We're probably good. I think we're good. And then we have to
That was fun.
pour these into some mugs that look like chiefs. So what mugs would those be? I think King of the Monsters is a chief, right?
Mhm.
So we're gonna go with the Godzilla
Very
mugs.
excited about these mugs.
Yep.
How
All
are we
right.
gonna get it in there?
Well, we're gonna have to take out the large cube. That's
Yeah,
gonna
I
be
see that.
problem. See, this is the kind of night I'm having.
Oh,
It'll all be fine, right?
it will. After a tiki, you'll be fine.
One large rock into the sink. Did your oh no, there it is. You must have had a slightly smaller rock. Yep, there it is.
Don't be fooled by the rocks.
Love on the rocks. And then we'll
Amanda Elbert loves the Godzilla mugs.
and well, she should, because you know Godzilla's just awesome.
Ooh, these look fantastic.
Okay, so first comment about the Godzilla mugs. They look awesome.
Woo!
The openings are a little narrow for getting anything in and therefore out of them. So we're going to use straws. We're also going to do the orange twists coming out of them, right?
Okay.
That's the plan. I'm going to toss a little bit of crushed ice in both of these.
I'll put a link to the Mondo shop for the Godzilla mugs.
There we go. Little insect surfers playing in the background. Liking that.
We good?
We're good. We need straws. I'm just going to reach over here and grab a couple of these big bamboo straws from,
Surfside
say it with me,
Sips.
Surfside Sips. Go.
They're beautiful.
Ta-da, ta-da. Swizzle? Sure. We did make it to, oh no, I can't use those. Nope. I was going to say we made it to Archipelago and we got new swizzle sticks from them, which would be great. And I'd love to put them in these drinks, except these are huge mugs. Those swizzle sticks would just disappear in them. So we're going to use the Horror and Clay swizzle sticks. They call it Cthulhu swizzles. Oh, there we go. Do you have a preference?
I was just gonna take them to the table.
Well, I need to take a taste of one.
All right. Guess we'll take the other.
Looks good.
Wow, the yuzu is really present.
That's great though. It's quite all right.
Yeah.
So Amanda says it'd be cool if
Oh,
the
but-
liquid came out of his mouth.
Oh, you have to
Like
just
you could do
pour
a
it like
blue
this.
curacao drink, so it could be like Godzilla spewing blue flame.
Yeah, because that's what I want is Godzilla vomiting into my mouth. Thank you.
Can I taste the Jamaican rum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's quite.
You know, I honestly think the drink could stand up to just a little bit more of the Jamaican if I cut back on the white rum.
Sure.
Because the yuzu is such a strong flavor there.
This
But yeah.
rum, if I'm right, it has kind of a banana whiff to it, or
Oh,
like
yeah,
banana
yeah,
peel.
absolutely.
It's just like it's very rich in this. So you get this kind of citrusy banana.
Yeah, can you
Yeah,
just,
no,
just
I already know. I can-
oh yeah.
from
It's-
here, yeah.
It's like those bananas that you've been having sat on the corner of the counter, and you're just like, are they ready? Are they ready? Yep, it's time for banana bread. That's
Yes.
what that smells like. Yeah.
It
Go ahead,
does.
take them
All right.
away. There you go. There's the Chief Yuzu instead of the Chief Lapu Lapu for my wife, who was
The chief.
precinct chief.
That is amazing.
And by all accounts, the primary went off without a hitch. She got her folks out on time.
The water.
No problems with the with any of the voting or anything, so it all worked out.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
She even got compliments on how well she did for her first time as a chief. So that was pretty awesome.
We appreciate you helping our democracy run
Help
successfully.
save democracy.
Yes! Cheers to democracy.
We have a bonita.
All right, Bonita. Whew.
Oh, this is
Ooh.
yummy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't user different?
That's really
Yeah, the
good.
yuzu is really different. I like it.
Yeah.
I think I probably need to cut back a little bit. You think? Nate's like, I like it, dude.
No,
Relax.
No, it's really good.
Yeah. So Nate does stuff with alcohol that like
Yeah,
I buy alcohol. He makes.
I make a
alcohol.
lot of stuff. It's all infusion, so like I've started making my own bathtub gins. But it really like you kind of pick your flavors.
Not in the bathtub though.
That's what they say, but like you just need a container, like. But like if you're making a lot, then maybe a bathtub is a good container. But so this is
Then you can't take a bath.
Depends on the tub.
You're not bottling that then.
So
Why does this gin smell like feet?
some of them do.
yeah, that's very true.
This is moonshine we're talking about. So no, I don't distill. So what I'm
right.
mostly doing,
be clear.
I
we don't
do
distill.
want to say that like I make a lot of stuff with Merlarky products, and they do make a really good like white spirit. That is not in this. This is an Armagnac spirit, and I know anybody who knows liquor, they're gonna be like, "That's a Benedictine bottle."
Yeah.
But I got somebody had a photograph of La Grande Passion, and this was from 90-91. It really didn't last long, and Grand Marnier produced this, and it was kind of like a Valentine's Day present. It came in a heart box. It was like kind of a special. It looked like chocolates, but it was a heart, and then you had this bottle in there and some glasses, and it was kind of a cute thing. And I think you couldn't dislike it. It was just really, like Grand Marnier, everybody likes it. But it was passion fruit, which is kind of hard to do, and it was Armagnac, which is kind of expensive. And I just think that it didn't get a good return on it.
Right.
It didn't last very long.
Passion fruit can be very polarizing, right? It's such a strong flavor. It's so tart and sweet at the same time.
So this is 10 passion fruits in a bottle of Armagnac and cooked sugars, and it's a year and a half old.
It cooks way down. No, just kidding. No,
that's what I've got left after a year and a half. So it's it's been around that long. It still tastes fresh as if I just made it, which is a pretty cool thing because I infused the passion fruit without the seeds in Armagnac for 30 days.
Okay.
And that's why it's in there so good.
Right.
Leaving it in there, and Armagnac being a kind of like higher proof spirit anyways, it's going to stay. So that's kind of the trick to this, and the trick to doing infusions with fruit flavors, because otherwise you're going to lose a lot of that over time.
Right. As opposed to doing it with like an herb, which if you let it infuse for 30 days,
it cooks.
It's nasty.
It's disgusting.
I did one of my very early experiments with infusing. I infused Thai basil because I love the flavor of Thai basil. I infused it in a high proof vodka, and I was just like, we'll see what happens. And like 4 weeks later, I pulled it out.
And you had mud.
And I had mud, and it tasted like old grass clippings. You didn't get any of the Thai basil.
No.
It was like all the stem kind of flavor. And while I like Thai basil leaves, chewing on the stems is not something I want to do.
So anymore when I do like gin, I'll put in, I take things out at different times. So I might leave lemon in for 5 days. And the juniper will be in there most of the time with like 7.
Fresh juniper berries or dried?
Dried is fine. And then, whatever else, I love angelica, that goes in there and that can stay in the whole time. But if I use fresh rosemary, that's coming out after a day. I put asparagus in one of them. I put in 3 stems in the bottle, took it out after 12 hours, and it's very present. But it's pleasant. It's like very spring fresh.
Yeah, it's really
wonderful.
good. Yeah.
All right,
I happen to like asparagus, so that would be good for me. I know some of you out there are like, asparagus? Why would I want asparagus? I'm like, well,
and act like you don't like cardamaro. Come on.
Dave Heinsohn says, if you're making enough gin to need a bathtub, you're probably not taking that many baths anyway.
Yes. I think that is
Or
entirely accurate.
Or you have a separate shower.
I know.
So that was absolutely a really nice segue into the next cocktail that we're going to do. Because one of the things that Nate mentioned was his relationship with Malarkey. And, well, the next cocktail is going to have some Malarkey in it. So one of the things, so we're still on this kick of celebrating, right? And one of the things when I was growing up, I spent 3 years on Guam. And when you celebrate, you throw a luau. And the most authentic luau's always have a roast pig. But they don't just roast it over coals. No. They dig this great big pit fill it up with really hot stones and banana leaves. The pig goes down in it. They wrap the top with more banana leaves, and then they just fill in the hole, and they just let it sit there and cook all day long. And then the guys come along and they dig out this pig, and it is so mouth-wateringly yummy. You wouldn't believe it, and oddly smoky, even though that there's no smoke there. Now you don't get the true crisp, like pig skin, the chicharrones, because well, it steams a little in the banana leaves. So you have to pull out the pig and then actually put it over an open fire in order to get the chicharrones, which, but that's okay because it's still so massively yummy.
Kalua when you cook the pig in the ground.
It's called kalua when you cook the pig in the ground. Okay, that seems I don't know. I'm having trouble mixing that with Kalua.
It's spelled different.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Kalua.
Easier to spell.
So there's no H in it, right? Is that
Yes.
Kalua as opposed to Kalua, right? Okay. So we're just gonna call this. So this is actually a drink. This is my riff off of a drink called the Coronado Luau. And so it has as its base the same sorts of ingredients that you see in the Chief Lapu Lapu. So we're going to have like 3 ounces of orange juice and 2 ounces of lemon. We have enough lemon? We have enough lemon. I think we have enough lemon.
There's one left.
Okay. So my utter panic was like, oh, I think I've got enough lemon to do all these drinks. And then I went, maybe not. I don't know. That doesn't look like 4 ounces to me. So, all right. So we're going to do the Luau pig. That's what I'm going to call this one because I like Luau pigs or Kalua pigs. Kalua pigs? I don't remember. All right. Those go in there. All right. How do we start this thing? These guys are blended drinks. I had to double check there. So we get to use our blender tins. So yay. We're going to start with 1 1/4 ounces of orgeat. Now the Coronado Luau actually splits their sweet base between orgeat and simple syrup. Because I'm going to be using a really powerful, smoky component to this, I think the simple syrup will just completely get lost, and I want to punch up, or actually the orgeat will get completely lost at the usual percentage. So I'm going to punch up the orgeat and just do away with the simple syrup. So we're going to go a full 1 1/4 ounces of orgeat. And this is the fresh stuff. This was made yesterday. So, yum. 1 1/4 ounces, right? Which is 3/4 and then a half, right? That's how that works.
That is math.
Yay!
Yay, math!
3/4 and 3/4. I need some underlighting in here. I think that would help.
Yeah. I'll get your lighting tech on that.
Hi, Brooke. We can't afford Brooke. Oh, that's a little heavy. Go there. Yeah, so anytime I do a fat pour and I'm not intending to, I usually just dump it in whatever glass I have over here. And yeah, I usually take a couple of sips of that at the end of the evening. Sometimes it's okay, and sometimes like, whoa, no, that's going in the sink. All right, 1 1/4 ounces of homemade orgeat in there. Nate shared some of his homemade orgeat with me, which has cognac
Yeah.
as a preservative in it.
Yeah.
Really different flavor, really nice. And I'm just like thinking, you'd use these in very different drinks that are calling for orgeat.
I think mine might be more like classic cocktail, like orgeat going into like a lemon and gin cocktail. I'm trying to remember.
Is it the
name?
Is it the improved Japanese cocktail? Doesn't it have orgeat in it?
That would be fine. Yeah, or Micado might be a good one for that with brandy.
I get to geek with somebody else that knows cocktails.
Micado would be an excellent one for that. Float some flowers on top of the coupe glass. Yeah.
All right, what else are we doing? We're going to our base of orange juice and lemon juice. Oop. So I'm gonna go 1 ounce orange juice here. There. Then I'll go ahead and flip that over. Bar mats are gonna have to get cleaned anyway. Now, we were going to have a third party, but unfortunately, he was unable to make it at the last minute this evening. And our last drink was actually going to be done for him, because I know he's a great big Disney fan. And so we were going to do one of the drinks from Trader Sam's. We're still going to do that drink. He's just not going to get any. So, wiener.
Wish you were here.
What is Trader Sam's?
Trader Sam's Grotto is the Tiki bar at
Polynesian.
the Polynesian in both Disneyland and Disney World.
Okay.
Cool.
Trader Sam's Grotto in Disneyland, I don't think is at the Polynesian. Maybe it is.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's been so long since I've been to Disneyland. We're on the East Coast. We go to Disney World. It's just a thing. It's
I've
so
never
much
been
easier.
to either Disney. So.
Oh my gosh! Oh,
Yeah.
we totally have to go at some
Never.
point. Yeah.
Ever. Cool.
And I mean, it's just a fun experience. You can
Yeah.
imagine the kitsch that is Tiki
Oh my gosh.
with
yes.
the animatronics and fun that is Disney,
Wow.
and it's just a blast. Absolute blast. All right, so I said 3 ounces of orange juice. Yes, I did 3 ounces of orange juice.
We distracted you. I'm sorry.
I saw you do it.
It was one of those, like, wait, how far along in this cocktail am I?
Lemon's here.
Yep.
Behind you on the right.
There it is. I'm going to do...
I was talking.
She's talking.
So at Trader Sam's, certain drinks have special animatronics that go with them. Headhunter has the little talking skulls,
Wow.
and the Pearl Diver. The pearl opens up and hands the
Oh my
the
gosh.
cup, and so yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Wow. Well, we may have to go just for that.
The Tiki room with all the singing birds and that sort of thing.
I don't think so.
Okay, because it's like that,
Okay.
except with alcohol.
Oh, that
And-
sounds awesome.
And the staff interacts
Yeah.
with the patrons, and there
The whole Disney experience.
there's things that happen
absolutely.
in the bar that you just have to keep an eye open for.
Oh my
if-
gosh.
For those people that are old time Disney
Cool.
fans, if you're not familiar with Trader Sam's, but you are familiar with, say, the Adventurers Club that was on the Disney Marketplace. No, that's not the name for it.
Disney Springs.
Disney Springs, Downtown Disney, the old
Yeah.
Adventurers Club. It's very much like that in terms of the interactive and environment. Very cool, very cool. So, orgeat, orange juice, lemon. We need a little bit more orange component, which seems odd. The original cocktail calls for Grand Marnier. I could use, no, we're not going to use the passion fruit. And I think this is going to get a little too sweet with my orgeat if I use the Grand Marnier. So I'm just going to use a dry curacao instead. I'm going to use the
Go ahead.
grind. Yeah. And it's not much in here, just a half ounce. I'm a little puzzled because I would have thought that 3 ounces of orange juice would be enough orange flavor for this cocktail, but no.
They could use pirate rum, which has an orange component.
Oh, that's right. Well, so the drink we're going to do later, the one from Disney, actually, Pirate is one of the recommended rums for it. We're not going to use Pirate. Sorry.
You're not going to use it?
I'm not going to use it. I like Pirate. Pirate was one of my introductions to premium rums, but I find when I went back to taste Pirate after collecting 100 plus rums, I find the orange flavor in Pirate to be really, really pronounced.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use a spiced rum in that cocktail, and it would just obliterate those orange notes anyway. So, yeah. This bottle. So this is the Merlarky Smokehouse. Now, I'm sure Nate can tell me more about this, but my understanding is that this is essentially a bacon smoke infused whiskey.
Yeah, I mean, that's how they do it.
We'll have to get on camera.
Okay. It's very, low tech. Let's just put it that way. They do everything there also pretty much by infusion. And this, in this case, is infusion by smoke. But what they do
Yeah, so there's
is...
not just a chunk of smoked bacon that's lowered into the whiskey or something.
No, that would be... But I will say that they will tell you that this is not a vegan whiskey. You can't just assume that you're going to have like a vegan thing here and like no animals were harmed or there's
Right.
no animal in it, because there definitely is. So what they do is they
Oh,
have
wow.
barrel staves that they put in with the smoker, and they'll do a pig.
Right.
But and the interesting thing, it's like a stove. So it's like a cast iron or like kind of a potbelly kind of thing
Mhm.
outside, and they just fire that up. They get the staves going, and then they drop those staves in the barrel while it sits. So that's how the smoke gets in.
And it is quite smoky.
It's like liquid smoke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really is.
I mean,
And
it takes a while to be able to drink it by itself, but you can get there.
So I used to make smoky old fashions with it for the wife who loves them,
Yeah.
and she likes smoke on smoke on smoke.
Yeah.
So here I'm taking my pine board out and I'm smoking the glass
Mhm.
and using the malarkey on top of that, and
Sure.
and she's like, "This is great. It could be a little better if there was maybe some Lefroy,
Yeah.
you know."
Lefroy, yes.
Okay.
No such thing as too smoky for you,
Right,
huh?
exactly.
No.
We're going to return to the dark Jamaican for this.
Mhm.
So really do love the Hamilton Black, so we're going to go with that. What is it, one and a half? No, it's just a single ounce, right? Sorry. This is why I have the recipes in front of me, because
Yeah.
I can't
Only
remember.
ever had a job where that was the situation, but people would see it.
Well, that's the glory of this,
I know.
because the only people that can see it are the studio audience. I'm letting the secrets out, right?
When you're making drinks for yourself, it kind of doesn't matter that much.
Yeah. Yep. But I would imagine that having to look up a cocktail probably cuts back on your tip.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think that comes across as you're putting in the effort for the person who asked for it.
Hmm.
I mean, if you don't know it, why fake it?
Don't fake it.
Don't fake it.
Don't put a pink Mai Tai in front of somebody.
Yes, exactly. Plenty of those.
Yeah.
Pink Mai Tais abound.
I actually want a rum with a little more character for my second rum for this. I don't want something too aggressive, but we are going to use something other than the Kaloa. And if I had my druthers, I probably should have used that. Should have used this with the previous drink. I think it would have helped the midpoint of that cocktail. We're going to go with the Ango 1919 solid column still rum from Trinidad. It's a solid, good, lightly aged rum, so it'll be fine. 1 ounce of that. Does it seem like I am dragging? Am I being slow tonight? No.
You
We're good?
mentioned Disney, and Jeff Kahn appeared on the live stream.
Well, of course. The shout out there. There we go. All right, that's it. We're done. No bitters, no nothing for this. I could, maybe a little allspice bitters. No.
Well, it tastes like barbecue. Like
Yeah. So
Or,
I'm
you know.
it's like, what would I do if I was going to do any bitters? What bitters would go with barbecue? I'm like,
lifting bitters, celery.
yeah. I think not. I think we're just gonna toss in 4 ounces of ice, and we're gonna go to town with this.
It's got bacon in it.
Oh,
Do that. And with most cases, as with most of the spindle blender drinks, really short blend, like 5 seconds. That's it. You just want to aerate it. You're good. I love having a spindle blender. It makes doing all of this so much easier. All right, and then we're just going to pour this straight in. We're good.
ooh.
I'm going to have to gate this. It is kind of a small mug. But these are like 1960s, 1970s era little home tiki mugs. They've actually got a walnut wood wrap around them.
They're amazing.
Vintage set. They're very cool. Very, very
kitschy.
cool.
Love it.
Absolutely.
Don't put it in the dishwasher.
Do not put it in a dishwasher. In fact, if you want them to hold up, you actually have to condition the wood on them.
Wow.
Otherwise, the wood will just fall apart. It's really a very, very thin. Why am I straining that? It's a very thin layer of wood that's on there. So, yeah. All right. What else? More ice. Quick spin. See, in this time span, Nate would have done like 30 drinks.
I don't have a drink mixer.
Yeah, wasn't there something about not having a
At Vermilion, yeah, we
Yeah.
didn't want the noise.
Yeah.
And it's true, you could hear it from upstairs if we had one. You really would, and that would annoy.
Yeah, it'd totally destroy the environment at.
In fact, I've never worked at a place that did have a blender.
That is true.
Oh my goodness.
That is true.
And I don't think that's that uncommon.
It was kind of a point of pride for all the places that you worked at. No blender drinks.
Yeah. And I had a couple
Oh,
people come in and go like, you know, like a very old grizzled like sailor might come into a place and be like, you mean you don't have frozen margaritas? I'm out of here. And I'm like, okay, all right.
All right, so what else are we going to do with this? So I've just tacked a couple of the straw thulus into these guys, but I want to play up this luau pig thing. So I cooked some bacon earlier today, and I just have some little bits of bacon, totally not vegan friendly, that we're going to go on the top there. And, you know, all luau's are out, you know, in the open and bright and sunshiny, and there's greenery and grass and that sort of thing. So we're going to simulate that with just a little mint. We're going to stick some mint in there. It smells so good. Clap back, stick that in there. And there we go. There's the luau pig. And if I've done this right, we'll get just enough of the smokiness off the malarkey that we can actually taste it without overpowering the cocktail. And if it's not enough, I'll just float some more on top. That's tasty. Not sure I'm getting the smoke from the malarkey though. That's kind of, there's a little bit on the back.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the bacon comes through.
But you know what? That's pretty good. That's a tiki drink.
That's really nice.
No, you're right. And there's a bacon flavor
Mm-hmm.
that is not necessarily smoky bacon. It's just cooked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's great. I would float a little more on top though.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're going to go like another half ounce, actually.
Yeah.
Full half ounce. Which is, you know, perfectly fine with me. More yumminess, right? Okay, so I'm just not going to float it. I'm just going to pour it over. I'm not going to do like back of the bar spoon thing or anything along those lines.
It's going to stay there because it's already blended ice.
Yeah.
It's not going to go very far. When I think one of the things about the Malarkey whiskey, the smokehouse, is that you taste it as much as you smell it.
Yeah.
You know, some smoke liquors, you smell it, but it's sort of not there, and you get a nutty kind of, or like oak, and that's the thing that you get. This is something that you taste. It's almost savory, salty,
Absolutely.
fatty
Yep.
on your tongue. So like,
And it goes really well with barbecue.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just amazing. Just, you know, a glass of that with an ice cube in it. And, yeah.
Says the comments.
All right, so we're going to
let's do it again.
stick a nose in there.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
That's where it needs to be.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're going
Just
to kick
up it.
that up to a full ounce, and I think we're good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nice. That works. That works really well.
We'll share this with Nick.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is probably the last of this I'm seeing, right?
Oh.
Are you done with the chief?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I better
The
have.
chief is done with the chief.
Oh,
This looks amazing.
that is really
Are we
nice.
done with Godzilla?
We are.
Wow.
I got the Godzillas.
But you know the trick, and I found this trick
Oh, that's good.
to doing these cocktails is I know that my dear wife is going to run off with the cocktail, and as a consequence, if I make just a little bit more than what's going in everybody else's cocktails, then I get one.
Wow.
So there we go.
Oh my gosh, this is so good.
And there's the half ounce pour of the smokehouse on top of that. Oh, that is good. That half ounce really, the extra half ounce really
Extra
makes.
half.
Yep,
Mhm.
that's good.
Really,
Having some whiskey
really
in your tiki
good.
isn't a bad thing either.
No, no, it's not. A little bourbon sometimes. I mean, the bourbon. Here's my problem with bourbon in tiki drinks. Is the vanilla notes and the oak notes that you get that are so prominent in bourbon yeah, I get those from like Barbadian rum.
Yeah.
You know, I get those same, I get better vanilla, to my taste, I get better vanilla notes and I get that same oakiness that you get from bourbon. I just, yeah.
Mhm.
So well, the drink calls for bourbon. You mean Foursquare. You know, it's like, yeah.
But
it's
I think that's what's kind of different about Merlarky too, is that they are going to be making a bourbon because it's popular, but it's not the way they started. And I was going to add that.
and Merlarky's, we didn't mention this. Merlarky's local.
They're local, yeah.
Yeah.
They're in
Manassas.
Bristow,
Mhm.
Bristow down there, and not far, not a far drive from DC. But I was going to add that when I make cinnamon syrup, I just use a splash of their cinnamon whiskey
Oh,
in my
nice.
simple syrup. It's on the spot cinnamon instead of having to make it
It's
ahead of time.
it's not Fireball. Yeah.
It is not Fireball. They use too much cinnamon sticks nearly, so that when you use it in a drink, it's plenty present.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so we've done 2. Both of those were hits,
Yes.
seemingly.
This
Um,
this one is drinking real fast.
Okay, so as long as I made fresh orgeat, I should use it, right?
Yep.
And that's kind of where we came up with this. The individual that was supposed to be here, Dave, goes by the only Dave that matters online, and he is building out a fantastic home tiki bar. And I don't. My recollection is Dave doesn't actually have any like professional contracting experience. He's just learning as he goes, and this bar is amazing. It's going to put professional bars to shame. It's just insane.
It looks amazing. I saw the pictures.
So it's going to be really cool. He's where we get the pebble ice from. So there's shout out to Dave, who has a pebble ice machine that produces more ice than he can work with. So it's always good to be on Dave's friendly side. So this goes out to Dave. He's also a big Disney fan, and so we're going to do a Disney drink from Trader Sam's, and that's the Krakatoa Punch. And we're actually going to use. See, Dave, it's too bad you missed it, because here's the mug. This is the Krakatoa mug that you get from, well, Trader Sam's Grog Grotto. See, there you go. So that's what we're going to make this in. This drink was the subject of some consternation earlier today, because the drink has an ingredient in it called Gorilla Grog. And the Gorilla Grog is a non-alcoholic drink, based juice mixture and that sort of thing, so the kids can have Gorilla Grog and that sort of thing. And it's all very Disney, right? But when you're reading through the ingredients to the recipe, and you're like, okay, orgeat, got it. Okay, grenadine, got it. Okay, dark rum, yeah. Spiced rum, yeah. Gorilla Grog. What am I going to do? What is this Gorilla Grog? Fortunately, the internet comes to your rescue and says, this is what is in the Gorilla Grog. I'm like, okay, great, awesome. It's got passion fruit. It's got orange juice. It's got guava. It's got pineapple. It's got lemon.
Wow.
And it has some falernum in it. Okay. Well, the passion fruit, the orange, and the guava is really easy, because I have a couple of cans of Pog left, which are they're passion fruit, orange juice, and guava in them. So I'm like, great, awesome, I'm going to use that. And so I started measuring out. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to do 3 cocktails, so I need this much, da-da-da-da-da. And then it's like, okay, so how much pineapple? And for some reason, the pineapple was measured in tablespoons as opposed to ounces. And it's like, and somewhere in the process of doing that, I got my math all confused. And I was like, that's way too pineapple-y. What the heck happened? I don't have many cans of Pog, so that kind of went aside, and we had to start over again, build a new thing, go. That I'm pretty sure is the right flavor profile, and then went back to the first batch and tried to correct that to get it back to the first one, to the second one. So there was much mathing going on today. My maths came in handy, as the British would say, and hopefully I got it right. We'll see. I'm thinking it'll be a fine cocktail. I know the Krakatoa Punch at Trader Sam's. I'm guessing this will be just fine.
It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be amazing. We'll do it. All right. I need shaker tins again. I'm going to do 2 of these, right? Yep. We're going to start with ½ ounce of orgeat. So I just learned a new trick. I can't believe that it took me this long to realize this. So when you're having to do multiple pours from a jigger, Like, you know, sometimes I'll do like a 3/4 ounce pour and then a 1/2 ounce pour to get 1 1/4 ounce, right? Instead of doing a full ounce and then trying to do the quarter, which is sometimes. It pays to do, especially when you're doing something like the orgeat, which is so thick, it pays to do the smaller measure first. Because if you do the larger measure and it coats the inside of the glass, then you're going, where is that line? The line's there somewhere.
I did not know that trick.
So
Did you know that trick?
Oh yeah.
he's like,
Well,
yeah.
I learned something new
It's like,
tonight.
it's about time you learned that, Pooch.
These are things I think about when I'm in the shower.
So
Shower thoughts.
Disney's Krakatoa Punch uses a grenadine, but it uses a grenadine that also has hibiscus syrup in it to make it a little tartar. Well, that works because my homemade grenadine is 1/2 and 1/2 grenadine and hibiscus syrup. It also has a little, it's not technically 1/2 and 1/2 because there's also a little bit of the pomegranate liqueur in there, which makes it last extra long and is really yummy, right? So this is the perfect grenadine to use for this cocktail. Also, if you make your own pomegranate syrup, so if you make your own grenadine at home, it often comes out really, really dark red, which doesn't give you that same vibrant red color that you sometimes are looking for your grenadine, because everybody's used to Rose's nuclear radioactive red, right? Well, the hibiscus syrup is very red, and so I get a much redder, you can't see in this light, but it's a much redder than you would otherwise. So that's what we're using here, and it's just a 1/4 ounce. And I got to think the reason they're doing a 1/4 ounce here is because, well, it's Krakatoa Punch. It's supposed to look kind of like lava, so they need that little bit of sweetness and redness in there, and that's why they're using the grenadine. Now, the one thing that they do that I am not going to do is they have these cute little ice cubes that actually have LEDs embedded in them. They're little plastic light cubes, and they're food safe, so you can drop them in the cocktail, and it flashes, or you can have like a deep red or deep orange, which causes them to just, kind of glow. I'm not going to do that because
We'll use our imagination.
while I have some of those, I'm not sure where my food safe versions are, and I don't want to break the cubes that I have. B, I don't like poisoning my friends. It's just a thing,
Thank
you know.
We would love to wake up tomorrow.
The mystery ingredient, the Gorilla Grog. I know it says Clement. 3 ounces of. Did I shake that?
No.
I did not shake that. All right.
Isn't grog the name of the
Grod.
intelligent?
Grod is. I was just thinking the same thing.
Oh.
Grodd is a classic DC supervillain, a super intelligent ape. I know it sounds corny, but it's for those of us that grew up watching Super Friends, we remember Grodd. Wow, I'm getting this all over the place on my brand new cleaned bar mat. It's a bar mat. It's supposed to be dirty.
What it's there for.
Right? 1 ounce, then 2 ounces. That makes 3. Good. The math is still working.
Yay!
Yay! This calls for some dark rum. And I could go to the Hamilton again, but I don't think the Jamaican notes are really what I want here. I want something that's got a little funk to it, though. And I know the Pog is kind of sweet, so we'll see what we can do here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to split the dark rum 1/2 and 1/2, and I'm going to go with a St. Lucian rum. And the St. Lucia brings a little bit of those funk notes. They're completely different funky notes than Jamaica, but there's a distinctive funk note to St. Lucian rum. All right, so we're going to do just a 1/2 ounce of that. It would help if I turned the bottle the right direction. Like, that looks really weird. Why is it? Oh, right, that's why. Because I think the Gorilla Grog is just a little sweet. It's intended for kids, right? I want a rum that's got some serious character for this to kick this up just a tad and cut through that sweetness. So we're going to go with the Lemon Heart 151 as the other 1/2 ounce.
Yay!
If you're a Tiki fan, you know Lemon Heart, and you're so glad that they're making Lemon Heart again. I mean, not...
Fire for this drink by any chance?
Oh, I am going to need fire for this drink, yes.
Okay.
Good thinking.
how much fire do we want? I mean, I could always fill lime shells with
I was gonna do
lemon extract,
I
but
got a
I
lemon
think
shell.
I
got two
you
lemon
got, you got lemon shells. Excellent, that'll work. Look at what we have here. We have
What you got?
croutons.
Oh, croutons. Yeah. For the
And
lemon shells.
For the lemon shells.
Hey, give me that glass for the juice. I'm gonna juice one more.
You gonna juice one more? All right.
Yeah.
There we go. Got that right there. And there is lemon extract.
Oh, you have lemon extract.
I do have lemon extract. Of course I have lemon extract. There's almost no lemon extract left in that bottle.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
But
Oh,
wait,
but-
we went to the high-tech Amazon Fresh store,
We did.
Ooh.
and they had lemon extract on sale.
And let me tell you, if you're a Tiki fan, and you're wandering through the supermarket and you happen to see lemon extract for sale, you buy lemon extract.
Okay.
Hoping I don't burn down our pufferfish. By the way, so you can maybe he's kind of blocked by that painting right there is kind of the same color as the pufferfish. So
Give me the.
There's the pufferfish,
so
we swear.
see the pufferfish? You can see the tail kind of bouncing around. Yep. We moved the pufferfish over, so Puffy the pufferfish or whatever his name is, Spiky, I don't know, Spike. We could call him Buffy.
Oh.
See, there you go. There you go. There's total geek reference. Yeah, I know. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. We like Buffy.
We like Buffy. And you know what Buffy likes?
Buffy likes beer.
Buffy like beer.
That's right.
That was a great episode. Buffy
was.
like beer. Which, is too bad because I can't stand the stuff.
I split this between the two.
The whole bottle?
No. No, I did spill a little bit.
I have no eyebrows anymore.
I spilled a little bit.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, for the second, we're going to use just a full ounce of a spiced rum. And I know what you're saying. Spiced rums, come on. Yeah, I mean, spice your own rum if you're going to make it. But I'm going to use the Chairman's Reserved original spice because this is the real deal. This is good spiced rum. This stuff is amazing. If you like spiced rum, you will never go back to drinking Kraken after you've had a taste of this. This is so good. This is spiced rum done well. It's the only spiced rum that I will carry in a flask with me because it's an instant cocktail. It's so
Nice.
good. So Chairman's Reserve spiced rum. I accept presents. It's fine. I do like the Foursquare spiced rum, but it's just not. It's not at the same level. Have you had this before? The
No.
Chairman's Reserve spiced?
Actually, let me get my glass.
Yeah, because you'll want to taste this.
A shot. Yeah. Shot.
Yeah, absolutely. There we go. Little smidgy taste. I know how much alcohol I've been serving.
Wow. I was gonna say that it's way more citrusy than I expected.
Uh-huh.
It swings lemon, which is great.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
I love that stuff. All right. Oh, I need some ice in here, and then we're going to pour that into mugs, and then we're going to light some stuff on fire, because we can.
Fire.
Oh, I might even do the thing. I might do the thing.
What, with the cinnamon?
No, I might do the... there's a special thing. You've not seen me do it.
I haven't seen this thing.
It's the burst o' flame to start this.
Oh.
Starts. Some of you have seen it before. Let's see if we can...
It's not a blue blazer or anything crazy.
No. Oh God, no. For those that don't know, Blue Blazer is a cocktail that is thrown between two, usually mugs, actually.
Mugs, because you can't hold the tin because it
Right.
gets too hot.
It gets too
Not
hot.
Blue
And it's-
Blazer regulars, which is
Do not tempt me to do a Buckaroo Banzai Blue Blazer cocktail. No.
Yes!
No, do not, because we'll have to do it outside and
future episode.
filmed outside watching Pooch burn down the house. Yeah,
That's also good. I
we
guess.
good? All right,
Have a
excellent.
fire extinguisher ready, that's all I have to say.
Yeah. All right, I'll do this again.
Shake off!
Any frost on that? Okay.
I've been told I have a very corporate shake.
You do.
I don't know. Let's see. I have a very girly man kind of shake.
But it does have a
Seems-
sound. It has this up down. This
Yes.
yeah.
All right,
You
and
learned
these
it
are
where you
going
first worked.
I did.
that,
For shake
That-
sticks like that.
and I'll just do this.
If anybody wants to know where I first worked, it was McCormick and Schmick's, and it's a Landry's company.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But the thing with them is like in the '80s, it was like TGI Fridays trained everybody,
Mhm.
you know, how to bar, and I feel like with over 500 restaurants, they've probably trained all the new post '90s people who
Yeah.
came up behind that.
Yeah, it's weird. Until I started doing some research, I didn't realize just how influential TGI Fridays was in terms of, actually their original programs were quite good, inventive, and they were very good at training the bartenders. And they created a workforce out of.
You know what it
Yeah,
was? It's books. It's like actually having a manual and you study it and you have people evaluate you.
Like a curriculum.
Yeah, you get check marks.
Yep.
You know, like they run you through it.
I think we need a little more ice in there because this glass is a little bigger than the others. The other,
The old Tiki add more ice trick.
yeah. Oh, my wash line's a little low. There we go. I mean, it's still. I'm guessing with a half ounce of 151 in there, we'll be fine.
I think
right?
we're gonna be fine.
Okay. So we're just
Make it
gonna
burn.
set that there.
Oh, fire.
And that's
Right
just
on
gonna-
top.
Yeah, actually, let me stick a straw in there.
I know.
first.
There's no room. It's gonna close off.
So I'm gonna go put a straw in there. Metal straw.
Metal straws,
Yep.
please.
Very smart.
There's more fire than I usually do at home.
Yeah.
I have done a Blue Blazer at home.
All right. So
Where was I?
Not home.
Okay.
I had the fire extinguisher.
we do not have a fire extinguisher. Oh yeah, we do.
Yeah,
it's
we
in
do.
it's in the back. That's right. So I need a little bit of flame here. And so the usual way to do this is you just create a little flame,
Yeah.
right?
But this.
But this
Jeff says, I miss girly man.
you miss girly man. There you go.
Oh,
There's your girly
I love
man,
it.
right?
Do it again.
And so we do that here. Foosh.
Wow.
Way to go.
That was amazing.
Is that lemon extract going on?
It is a grapefruit lavender oil that I got from Shaker and Spoon, which is pretty awesome.
Wow.
Here we go.
Soon?
Cool.
We got. Yep. I think this should have the cinnamon in it, right? Yep.
Ooh.
A little bit of
Yeah.
cinnamon. Yep.
Little
Burn
sparking
fingers.
there.
Yep. Little sparkin.
Do you have
Yes.
any hair on your knuckles anymore?
Yeah,
No.
those are big flames.
Yeah.
All right, blow it out before you drink it.
Yes. Or just let it sit there and burn out, and sit there and watch it. And
This
it's
is
like,
one of those things where like you're like, oh, there's croutons at the bar. What?
what do you use croutons at
Why
your bar
croutons?
for?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they soak up the lemon extract. And you can also use sugar cubes, but I don't find that they work quite as well.
They work fine with absinthe.
Oh.
They do really well with absinthe, but the point is that the sugar melts and browns and goes into the drink.
Ah.
But if you're doing this, and this is safe,
Yeah.
like we're being safe here. You're containing it. We don't have a slot.
Safety fire.
We don't have like
Safety
a
first.
reservoir of lemon extract that's going to roll off somewhere.
But did I singe the pufferfish?
No.
Okay.
It's pretty far away.
He was that color before.
Right, I'm just noticing these black spots on him going, did I do that?
I think that's our quote for the night. We are being safe here.
We're going to save here. Followed by, did I singe the pufferfish?
The night. in
I've seen
two
more
sentences.
dangerous ways to do it.
Yeah.
And the plastic straws and also long hair around this is not always a good idea. I mean, like leaning forward and
Yeah.
set yourself on fire.
In fact, Shannon Mustafar's book, she's got a drink that, you ignite, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's warning label along the bottom, if you have long hair, pull it back,
Yeah.
wearing hats is a bad idea, have a fire extinguisher on hand. First time you do this, you might want to do it outside. It's that whole thing.
Yeah.
It's like,
Or else you have that flaming Sambuca incident that just like shocks people on YouTube still.
and see, we're burning out. You just sit there, let it burn. This is actually really great when it's like nighttime and you just take these flaming drinks out on the deck and just sit there and the HOA comes by and goes like, you're not supposed to have backyard burning. And I'm like, dude, it's my drink. And do you really want to find me? Because if you find me, I'm never giving you another drink again. So
Yeah, just give them the drink and then they'll shut up.
there you go. Tell me again how I'm not ever supposed to do this again. Oh, there's a special exemption. Oh, okay. Right.
Mhm.
Yep. And we're sitting here going, wow, those are really pretty. That was very cool. I'd kind of like to drink this at some point, right? Just reach in.
We should probably just remove it, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is dead at this point. You can just drop that in here. Just do.
It is. Look at that. It picked up again. Okay.
And
Nice.
now the house smells like toast.
It does.
No,
we're not having a stroke.
I'm gonna throw
We
the
Toast
did
and
just-
lavender.
Yeah.
toast and lavender. Yep. Do you want the authentic Krakatoa mug?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, there you
Yes.
go.
We'll
Meg
take
called it up.
In honor of Dave.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
we go.
Try it.
Yeah,
All right.
Disney drink.
That is Disney. That's awesome. You know what? That is a very... it encapsulates a lot of what I think of as a tiki. It's like got a lot of the layers of rum,
Layers. Yep.
lots of spice.
I will say, I think we're getting some more of that layer because of the Lemon Heart 151. If you weren't using that, man, my nose is like smelling nothing but toast at the moment.
You're not having a stroke. Yeah. If you know that about like
Yeah,
what they
yep,
say, yeah,
yep.
that's funny, but yeah. No, that's really good. And actually the cinnamon on top just helped carry it a little bit farther.
Oh, so I've got the salt and
Tiki-
shaker, the
tiki
salt,
shaker.
the salt and pepper tiki shakers. Right, so it's got two kinds of cinnamon in it.
Huh?
So I got the two holes for the two kinds of
Cool.
cinnamon, right? And this has got cinnamon and nutmeg, and a second cinnamon in there. So so the three holes, right? So that's how I keep track of which one is which. I didn't think that's not allspice; it's nutmeg. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't think the nutmeg would really.
Oh,
necessarily-
no.
yeah.
And you have to be careful. Like, what is it? Mr. Pipp's St. Thomas Special is a big heavy on the nutmeg. Orange and pineapple kind of, rum drink.
Yep. The women folk are going to take our
You're
drinks.
talking
That's-
too much.
There you go.
We're coming up here and stealing these drinks.
Ooh,
Hey,
it does smell like toast.
Yeah.
Is this for anything, or is this for
Oh, we were going to use that for these guys. but-
Oh, let's do it.
the authentic?
Yep.
Ooh, that's
Ooh, it's
yummy.
beautiful.
It's
Okay, here
very
we go.
tiki. That's solid.
Oh.
It's lemon
Yeah,
heart.
we're-
I was so excited about when you pulled out the lemon heart. I was like, that's
We're gonna run away with the drinks.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're ours
Yeah.
now. Well done.
And this is why they marry us. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
And this is Tiki. This is us having fun
This
and
is
throwing
so
some rums
good.
together and playing around. And
Little
I mean,
exotica music going on.
yeah, I mean the first two drinks are, they have some of the base ingredients in
Mhm.
common, but they're still
Yum!
really different drinks. And then here is, I got to say, this is a kicked up version of the Krakatoa punch.
Mhm.
I think this is probably actually
Better.
Yeah.
And
But I have access to rums that they can't use on Disney property because they're limited by what the distributor is that they've got. So
that's actually why home bartending is one of the best things you can possibly do for this.
as long as you live in a state where you have access to alcohol, or you
Yeah.
live close enough to a state that has access to alcohol. So there we go. That's episode 61. We've done 3 drinks. We did the Chief Yuzu. We did a Luau pig. And finally, we did a Disney drink. I think that's actually the first time we've done a Disney drink, the Krakatoa Punch. And apparently, we're going to have to do a few more of the Krakatoa Punches because I've got a lot of this Gorilla Garage.
Yeah, you do.
This was a fabulous drink, though. I have to hand it
It's a
to Disney.
winner.
That's
Yeah.
a great idea.
It's so good.
Yeah, you saw the color of the drink, right? Imagine, a bunch of ice cubes, and the ice cube in the
Oh,
middle is this
yeah.
glowing, pulsing, reddish orange
Cool.
color sitting in a glass that's,
Oh, that would be
Yeah.
super cool.
and then the animatronics going off because you ordered a volcano drink. So, yeah.
How much fun is that?
It is totally fun, and here we go. We brought a little bit of Tiki fun,
Yeah.
a little Disney fun to the evening, and I think we're gonna sign off at this point. Star, you need do we need to do anything else? Do we need to?
No, that's all. Let me check any more comments.
Do you mind if I plug
Dave's
my
not
website?
there. Dave's
Not at all.
here.
No. You should definitely plug your website. I'm sorry, I haven't.
posted
I
a link.
I did. Jolly
Oh
Bartender.
man, I
has
look
been
so
linked.
short. Oh
Yeah, so
my
it's
God.
just simply one word, jollybartender.com. And
It's all good. Hey, I don't know who this giant is over here.
I've knocked out several bar books now, so I have my takes on recipes that are mostly classics, but
Oh,
I've
excellent.
done the complete New York Bartender's Guide. I've done the new
Right. You went through every drink.
through every drink.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I did the New American Bartender's Guide, which is 1,300 drinks. That's nearly twice as big.
Mhm.
And then I'm doing the Death and Company book, and I'm
so
also
good.
taking on Smuggler's Cove where I can.
Hmm.
But Smuggler's Cove is a lot of work, and I have to go to H Mart too much. So
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So I find it easier sometimes just to get some classics going on. And I'm featuring a lot of local spirits. So we've heard about that today with Cotton and Reed and Lion Rum, and we talked about
Malarkey.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Oh, and don't forget Vitae Spirits. We didn't talk about them today, but they're
Good
Right.
also
Right.
Virginia's
And
distillery.
Charlottesville.
prior to the episode, we were talking about Amaros and Don Chichi.
Oh
Don
yes.
Chichi Feely.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Producing Amaro in the district and doing
Yeah.
a wonderful job of it.
There's some really great local
We're in a good spot.
local producers around
absolutely.
Lucky.
And was it Filibuster?
Uh-huh.
Filibuster does good stuff as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're bourbons and ryes.
The
The distillery. And they do a gin that's only 4 botanicals and aged. And
Yes.
it's kind
It's
of
amazing.
it's kind of dank.
Uh,
It's kind of good.
Um,
Thank you so much.
this has been.
These were
this is
some
fun.
amazing tikis.
Fabulous.
Oh my
Yay.
gosh.
I'm
so
glad
much
you
fun.
like. Done. We are done. We are out of here. Quarantiki number
friends.
61. Nate and Meg coming by, drinking tiki drinks with us and
Cheers, my
talking
friends.
all sorts of good booze.